What is going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, RedoptionAgency.com. 22 years selling full-time on eBay. And it is Monday, midday. We're at 2:18 p.m. I've got, I think, about 50 items here to ship out. So sales have been rolling in pretty consistently. There was a part the other day where I started getting server errors and it shut down for about 2.5, 3 hours where nothing came through when I've been getting several items every hour. But thankfully that was rectified into the evening, it appeared, and sales picked back up. So that is a good thing. So today is Monday. We're just a little over my halfway point. I'm at $419 already today. That's just the US sales. So if I go to the include all the international eBay sites, I'm at $475. So should be about a $900+ day today on a Monday, which is good, which is what Mondays used to be like. So getting back into this volume game, it's been nice. It's been nice. I'll just give you the international numbers since I'm here. So Friday, the 21st. So Friday did $1,094. And the 22nd, Saturday, it was down a little. $768 on Saturday. And Sunday was, all right, I did something wrong there. Sunday was $796. So rolling good. I'm running at about right at 50% selling cost right now, so it has gone up because of the low dollar items, which I expected it. I'm just trying to keep it at 50 and under. So we are still within the range of, if I have $1,000 day, about 500 is going into the pocket, minus the collected by eBay money. So, or no, does that include it? Maybe that, I'm not sure if that includes it or not. But anyway, it's about 50%. So if you're wondering what it is, where before I was running, about 42 to 47, depending. So not much of a jump compared to the volume I'm moving. So I can live with that, because the great thing about the volume game is when you get those multiple pieces orders. My Japanese now? Multiple pieces order. Multiple pieces order. Is that racist? Since when did doing accents become racist? Come on now. I'm Gen X. Don't give me that crap. It's called fun. Hell, if somebody made fun of me by doing an accent, I would get a kick out of that, because I'd like to hear it, actually, to be honest with you. But yeah. So doing good. Over the weekend, had lots of multi-orders, had from vinyl. I think the only one I didn't have was cassettes. Vinyl, t-shirts, hats, CDs. Don't really have enough video games up now to really get, DVDs up right now to get a big quantity of DVD orders. So I definitely got to get more of my DVDs up. And I think they're I got some in one of my storage lockers off site. I think I have some DVDs up toward the front of like the last big purchase I bought from a local record store when I cleaned out the back room, that I've never even touched or looked at or gone through. So maybe I'll make a trip over there tomorrow. I know I got some errands to run, so maybe I'll do that. See if I can get to them. So yeah, so we're doing good on the volume game front. I likey. Finally hit 100 items in a day. Got back to that. Whoops. And that's just the US. Because I have to take off the international for that. So go to the right one, James. Traffic. So Friday sold 100 items on Friday, 73 organic, 27 promoted. So that's another beauty about the volume game. And I wanted to test something today. Somebody sent me some offers. They were low dollar offers. And I'm like, let's see how this will work out. So the offers I took were $3 and $4 per item. And then with the free shipping. But they don't get to use the buy 3 get or buy 4 get 1 free or whatever I got set up, because they're using the best offer. You can't use more than one discount with eBay. So that's one good thing about doing that. Let me click into it and see, because they bought 12, and they sent $2 on some of them, and I countered at 4. So let's see which one's here. So they got a 5, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3. So I already did the math, looked at it, took out the fees. eBay takes out the fees, so I took out the shipping, and I'm still making $2 per item, even though I accepted $3 and $4 items. Where if I sell one $6.99 item, I make $1.67. So one $6.99 item compared to 12 at 3 and 4, and I make more per item. So that's why I like when people come in and buy bulk. So I won't be afraid to accept $3 if they buy several of my CDs or cassettes or whatever, because I know I'm going to make about $2 a piece on them. So I'm trying to break this all down to you, because I'm sure you know how YouTube is. Before, it's your items that aren't moving. Now those same people will come back and say, well, yeah, but you're not making nothing per item doing the volume game. So I'm sure those things are going to come. So that's why I'm going to make sure I'm transparent with you guys as to how much I'm making per item on these. And these are, when they sell for $3, these are my $6.99 low dollar items. These are not my $10 items or $9 or even $8 or $6.99, but nothing higher than that. So these are all my low dollar stuff that's made to be quickly moved. And I'm still making $2 per item on those. And as you know, I've got tons of those. So the more of those lots I get sold, the better. So, and then like I said, if I only sell one at $6.99, I'm only pocketing $1.67 for that item. That's profit in the pocket. So being up front. So if you do decide you want to pound some out listing wise, and get into the volume game, you know all the numbers, all the truth, and I ain't hiding a damn thing from you. If you have questions, answer them below, just in case I do forget stuff here and there, which happens a lot, and will probably happen more as I get older. Up 6% in the last 31 days. So going into the summer, usually you have the slowish down. At least June and July were always my slowest months in the past, not counting COVID year. But so it's good to see those numbers going up, but they're only going up because of all the problems eBay's been having. They're not economy-induced problems. It was eBay-induced problems. So going up is a thankful thing, but not, I'll say surprising, because eBay's working better for at least my account. Still clearly not 100%. There's still times I get turned off overnight. I think even overnight last night I think it was either a 5 or 7 hour window where nothing came through. So I'm still getting those shutdowns and still pushing 65 items sold for the day. Like yesterday was, I believe, 65-ish. And I had that shutdown. No, 56, sorry. 61 on Saturday and then 100 on Friday. So 56. So if I didn't have that window shut down, that could have been 65 items and my money could have been a little bit better. Sorry, excuse me. Today I'm at 40 items sold already. So some of these were from yesterday because I got a lot that sold, and there's one CD to it I cannot find, so I wanted to wait and double check some more places, and still have not been able to find that CD, so I have to refund one CD in this lot. So, bummer there. But what's just weird yesterday is I had a huge spike in impressions, and page views jumped up also. So my impressions have been in the 800 to 850 range. And then this weekend it jumped up to 952 and 1.3 million. So huge jump in impressions this weekend. I don't know if that's traffic wise or if eBay did something. Hopefully it's that new search that's rolling out, to be honest with you. I haven't seen it yet. The new search where you can it's as we know, eBay's AI search is totally jacked up, and it will give you the option to use the old search. I have not seen it yet on my account, and I haven't heard anybody saying they have theirs except the people I saw who showed screen shares on the message board. So it's not completely rolled out yet, but maybe enough people got it that bumped it up. I mean, it could be anything. So we're not even going to try to guess what it was. So today I'm at 426,000 impressions, which looks about normal to my 800 to 850 for a day. So looks like that's fallen back down. But then my page views are up about 400 to 600 page views. So. All right. My videos haven't really been getting a lot of activity, so I don't know how many questions there really are here. Courtney and a new special bed. They are so sweet. Yes. I was supposed to buy the bed today, and I totally forgot to go get it. But I'm glad I did, because I need to buy dog food anyway, because I took Pee-wee off of the veterinarian diet that they prescribed him about 3 days ago, and put him back on some food I had laying around, some of the Rachel Ray stuff that's supposedly a little bit healthier or whatever too. Also, his itching has gone down in the past 3 days. Here let me repeat what happened so I can refresh in my memory. So when I go to the vet, I'm going to the vet at 6 so they can draw more blood from Pee-wee. So Friday, he was scratching really bad, so I gave him a half an Apoquel. I've been pushing off wanting to give him Apoquel because it's not good. It can entice, is that the right word? Induce, maybe not induce, but it can add to seizures. So I'm trying to stay away from Apoquel, but I go, okay, let's give it a shot. Saturday morning, about 10 a.m., he had a seizure. This seizure it looked more controlled, which could be a good thing with the medications he's on. He flailed the first time, but then the 3 other stages, he didn't fall and flail. You could tell he was having it because he was twitching or he was stuck in a corner. And then on the 3rd and 4th one, he went in his rampage mode where he just ran the house, where he would just run the house. He would run his head into the wall and stuff. So I was able to control him for the most part those 2 times. But he didn't go down and flail each time. So I got to remember to go through all this with the vet when I go. So my take is that the medicines controlled it better. I'm not sure. But then my thing is, did the Apoquel add to it? And then I feel guilty. So I changed his food a few days ago also. And then plus Jan was reading up on some pill-related items. So I'm going to talk with that about it's supposed to help the itching, but also not just help the itching. It's supposed to actually benefit one of the seizure meds he's on, like help it be a little bit more effective. So I'm going to run that by her also. So, but anyway, I'm glad I didn't go today because I want to talk to her about some foods, and then maybe find another brand or something to get him on. That's just in case that's where his allergies coming from. You know, it's, you guys have, a lot of you have said it, but you know, this is a step-by-step process type of thing that we're doing to make sure we can get a good grasp on it. And it wasn't just that, it's the seizures on top of it. So we got a lot going on. So it's just about the steps and going and getting him to balance perfectly. So but since I switched the food and that pill that I talked about, we had some old from like 2024. Adrian used to take it for asthma, but there was like so there was a few capsules left, so I gave him one yesterday. And like Saturday was a lot of scratching. It was driving me crazy. I mean, Saturday was just so blown out. So I changed his food Saturday. And then Sunday, I didn't get no sleep Saturday night because he's scratching all night. So, and I just stop. And so we gave him one of those pills, which is about 4 years old. And Sunday and today, barely itching, barely scratching. He's still really pink, but either the pill and or the food change is working. So that's a good sign. He's not his happy-go-lucky self, but he's following me around doing what he used to do. We haven't started playing or anything yet, but that's acceptable. And then Saturday, I know I'm talking a lot and I got a lot to ship. He busted that pod on the back of his thing and blood was everywhere. So I had to throw the bed out. But he was covered in blood, so I had to obviously give him a bath and stuff. Plus doing the medicated bath also. So, anyway, all right, that's where I am with that. Okay, I don't think I really have time for questions now. Free shipping, free returns, buy 4, get 1 free. Volume lets you give away the store, but somehow still make money at 7 to 10 per. Crazy. Well, it's not really giving it away if you're making money, right? So. James, I just want to say I totally get the business model. I sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards on TCG Player, mostly bulk cards. This is why I understand if someone in the card space says you should focus on cards worth $1 or more because they sell faster. They wouldn't be wrong, but I also know that bulk cards do sell over time, and you can often charge over the market and make sales just because you have other cards they want. Yeah, and not just that, and it's the shipping too. If you sell one, it's one shipping price, but if you sell, I think you can go up to like 5 cards and still be the same shipping price. And it's the same thing a lot with CDs. You can go up to about 5 CDs and still have that same shipping rate as one. So you make that money on the back end on the shipping. And that's where some people don't think about or they don't realize that if I'm making $1.67 just selling one, but I'm making $2 selling $2 a piece at half the price instead of $6.99 at $3 and $4 and making more per item. So that's where the money comes into play is by bulk. If somebody comes in and buys $6.99, buy 4, get 1 free or whatever, then I'm going to be making a lot more per than the $1.67. It's probably, I haven't done the math, but I'm thinking $3 plus per item. So, and then I don't promote those, so that don't come out either. So unless the person bought something promoted, then it probably does, but or does it? Oh, that's a good question. If somebody buys something promoted from your store, and then, you know, the 30-day rule, if they buy anything else, it's promoted at that same rate. But if you don't promote it, does it still come out as promoted? I haven't thought about that part. I would probably say, yeah, eBay is probably going to take their money. So, I had a buyer contact me around 10 p.m. and said that eBay listing didn't have a way to check out. He said the buy it now button simply wasn't there on this particular listing. Yeah, I've heard that, and it's grayed out. So I've heard both where it's missing or it's grayed out on some people's items. So. Oh, what's it? Last 3 days. Last 3 days as well. All the the block I put up the screen share, the server failure. It's not you, it's us. It lasted about 2.5, 3 hours. A little blue bird says 3 days for me. It's been happening. Josh says 3 days as well. All right, let's do some shipping, get this stuff done so I can get back to work, because I haven't really done much today. Haven't done enough today. All right. I think I'm going to do this a little differently today, since just in case something airs out or whatever, so I don't have to do everything all over again. How about we go through and do CDs first? Do a little differently. I will throw that video game in there. We'll throw the 8 tracks in too. All right, let's start there. That way I don't have a big old pile of mess I have to make sure it doesn't fall over either. We got an Australia on a CD. And that's the only international. All right. First up, we got KRS-One, Spiritually Minded CD. Sold for $9, headed to Los Angeles. So yeah, last night we were up, I was up to about 10:30, 11 shipping, or not shipping, but pooling for Adrian. And I think he was up to 11:30 or 12 shipping. So and the stuff just kept coming through. I'm like, oh, might as well pull this while I'm going. Next up, we got Wintley Phillips CD. Sold for $7, headed to Texas. Whoops, falling his way. And that's how I can tell he's a lot more comfortable, because the last 2 days, Sunday and today, he's just laying on his, I mean, everywhere I turn around, he's laying on his back with his arms up in the air. So he's just totally looking so comfortable since I gave him that pill and started changing the food. He's in there now, up on it. I've never seen him on there on his back. And he's on his back, leaned up against the table. So cute. Makes my heart feel good when I see him comfortable. So it's been just trying, man. Just some of you I know can relate. Just the seizures and then just seeing them suffer with scratching and stuff. It's just, and you do everything you can. And you're trying to not to freak out and just do step by step and try to figure out exactly what's causing it. And it's brutal. Mark Chestnut promo CD single, sold for $10, headed to Maryland. So when I see him comfortable, it's just like I can actually breathe. I'm like, sigh of relief that he has relief. 3. So hopefully this medicine thing, Jan's a pharmacist, so she knows of all the pills and interactions and stuff like that. And she's been reading up on this pill, and there's good studies about it, helping, like I said, even helping the seizure med, but it also helps with it, with itching and problems like that. So I'll ask the vet if she knows about it and see if she has more intel about that pill and if it's something we should do, because something's working. All right, we got, are you ready for a CD lot? Yeah. So this is the 12 CDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 of them here. So the other ones, some of these. So let's see. So we got Black Sabbath, Sold or Sold, Rock and Roll. We got Meshed, whatever it's pronounced. Songs of the Rolling Stones, Painted Black. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. We got Muse, Absolution. We got a Lollapalooza sampler. We got U2, Boy. Got St. Louis's Gravity Kills. We got Weezer. We got Punkorama. We got Bob Marley, and we got Beastie Boys. So all those sold for, well, this don't give me all of them, but profit on each one is about a little over $2 per item. So yay. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. The volume game. I think the coolest thing about the volume game, getting back into it, is just the whole feeding the beast feel. Where before, you know, selling, when I had my prices up while eBay was going through whatever the hell they were going through, that whole feeling just vanished. So as it started seeming like they were righting the ship a little bit, and decided to give it a try again. Because before, when I was doing the volume game, when all the problems started, I wouldn't get nowhere near these numbers. I'd still be pushing like 17, 20, 25 items. They're just all the low dollar stuff. Instead of, you know, so it wasn't worth the time at the time. I'd rather, if they're only going to, which it felt like, if they're going to only allow me a certain number of items to sell, then I want it to be all my higher dollar items or an item that's not on sale or whatever. So jumping back in because it felt right was not a bad thing. And like I said, I still don't think this is it's definitely not the way it was 4 years ago. Still to this point. Will it ever be that again? That's the question. Because you still have these time periods where nothing will come through. So once all that's fixed, if it's ever something that's going to be fixed, then maybe I can have the 100+ item days every day. Or at least around there. I don't know if you're going to fit in here. You're not, are you? Because you don't stand up. But that might work. I just slant them all a little. Just enough to get them to close. You're a little high on the end here. Yeah. But when I have that feeding the beast feel, man, it's just very motivating. Even knowing, like before, 8x6x4, putting up the low dollar stuff was totally pointless. But now, it's not pointless anymore. So it's that feeding the beast feel. Acapella hymns CD headed to Indiana, sold for $7. Today. Oh, Clannad again. I think I got about 100 CDs listed today so far. Clannad Legend CD. Sold for $7, headed to Illinois. Sterling, Illinois. So, just making the drafts. The news store's been doing pretty good still too. Weekend on the news store was Friday was $87, Saturday was $34, yesterday was $76, and now I got an offer. So today we should at least have one sale. Well, maybe. Let's find out. Respond. I'll take that. So if they pay, I'll at least have another sale today. Okay. That one was Clannad for... I know not to stop in the middle of doing something because I'll better chance of making an error. Jerry Vale CD sold for $7, headed to Fresno, California. Did you see the new card that's coming out July 1st? The Ben's Thrifter, an inspired by card. If you can figure out who it's inspired by, put it below. They will get $2 for each card sold, so I can start helping out other resellers also, which is cool. Joanne. Which is cool. Totally cool. NCAA 07 for the PS2, sold for $4.20 plus shipping on video games. Headed to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Media is the only stuff that's free shipping. And to be honest, I'm surprised it's working. Because I used to use media before, free shipping before for about a year, and it didn't work as good. And who's to say now if it's working better if I didn't try the other one first? Putting items at $3 or whatever instead of, what's my shipping? $4.25, what is my shipping? You know what I mean? Like dividing it up. But in the long run, I'm still making more on the lots than if I did charge shipping, because even if I did 50 cents a piece each additional, I'd have to do the math. But anyway, it's working. It's fine. I'm not messing with it right now. Jake. I'm moving merchandise and put money in the pocket. New Kids CD sold for $6.50, headed to Vermont. Next up, we got, are you ready? For an 8-track lot, yeah. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and the Dirt Band 8 tracks. $11 and $7. Headed to Indiana. Joseph. And Electric Light Orchestra 8-track sold for $6.30, headed to Ohio. Audrey. And then we got, are you ready for a CD lot? Yeah. Bob Seger, Ben Folds 5, The Graduates, Beavis and Butthead, Fresh Cuts, and Beck Mello. So this is the one where somebody paid all the $6.99s, so they got the buy 4 get 1 free, or whatever it is. I think it's 4. Ooh, that needs resurfaced. And let me do the math and check to see what I make on these, because I'm curious. Number, copy, payments, and see all, order number, search. All right, so it's 35 to be about 30, so 30 divided by how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 30 divided by 7. I don't have my calculator. It's right there. Wait, I got one over here. Come on. 30 point divided by 7 equals... So $4.28 a piece profit. So that's not bad. It's better than $1.67 a piece if they only buy one. So think about that. $1.67 a piece if they only buy one. But if they buy more than one, I'm making $4 a piece on them. Crazy, right? That's where you make your money in the volume game. Okay. I gotta resurface one in here, so we're not gonna close it. 30, so it'd be about $5. Then that is 35. So, yeah. That's why you entice people to come in and buy 4 get 1 free. You entice them to buy more because you want that sale because you're making a lot more. And this is caramel. And that's the beauty of it. One of the secrets that if you don't think about it and do the math, you won't really know unless somebody tells you or you sit down and think about it. Run the numbers, if you will. Run the numbers. That's over double. I did that math without a calculator. It's almost double, man. Carl, put you on the side. You still got stuff to ship? Jake from State Farm. I want to know why they got rid of the first Jake. I think it would have been funny if they would have more than one person named Jake from State Farm. I think, you know how all these insurance companies try to make funny videos? I think the fact if you had 2, 3, 4 people named Jake in one video. I mean, look at the Progressive. Those things are still funny. At least for me, they're super funny. You could do a lot with 3 or 4 Jakes. The ones I'm about burnt out on is the Geico commercials. I'm burnt out on the little Geico guy. I like the Mischief one though too. Mayhem. Back to Seller Hub. Okay. Let's go vinyl because we'll just go with everything that's left. And that's international, I know. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see if there's any more international. Ohio, Australia. Remove. And I don't have LP boxes. Turn back on. All right. We got chilling, thrilling sounds from the haunted house. I sold for $10. Headed to Arizona. I think that was one that Jan picked up. He's so cute. All right. And the baby girl. 14. He's moving and it's bothering me because he's just stretching. Every time he moves, I go look to make sure it's all right. in a situation or anything. Next up, Rock and Reggae cassette tape. Sold for $11, headed to Louisiana. How'd that just move on its own? Did you see that? Just rolled on. Dude, I was pulling over there and I heard a voice. Said one word. And I'm like, the back door's open. I'm like, does somebody come in? Was that Adrian? Is he home? Went around the house, nobody there. It was like one word, clear as day. I couldn't make out the exact word though. Well, then it wasn't clear as day, James. Alrighty. Alright, Kingdom Heirs Forever Gold cassette. Sold for $12, headed to Delta, Ohio. Industry. State. Next up, we got camouflage military cap. Sold for $10.50, headed to Brooklyn, New York. Boom, 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 boom. Matt Bianco, Indigo cassette. Sold for $7, headed to Las Vegas, Nevada. George. Next up, something that's been sitting in the store probably for like 7 years. Some Sperry's. Sold for $10, headed to New York. Fit in there, I don't know. Share the space. Georgia. FFH Preview Sampler cassette, sold for $13.50, headed to Pennsylvania. Scott. Next up, some medical care hat. Had a bunch of these with different colors out of Charlotte, North Carolina, for Census Medical. Sold for $9.50, headed to Bexley, Ohio. Come on, stop folding over. Stop folding on yourself. And next up, are you ready for a hat? Yeah. Platico and a Mizzou hat. $9.50, $6.30. Headed to Quincy, Massachusetts. Alright, we got some men's Dockers pants. These sold for $14, headed to Florida. Richard. Next up, we have the starter baseball cap. Sold for $21. Headed to New York. Got a cool fade going on there with the cool color of purple. Next up, we just got this unbranded blank green ball cap, sold for $10.50, headed to Arkansas. Next up, we've got this Stadium Giveaway Bulls little bag here. Sold for $8, headed up to Aurora, Illinois. We got The Flash on Blu-ray. Complete first season. Sold for $6.30, headed to Lebanon, Tennessee. Next up, we got the Valvoline t-shirt. Sold for $10.50, headed to Michigan. Valvoline. Next up, we got Do or Die, Still Po Pimpin' on vinyl. Sold for $20, headed to Lemon Grove, California. This is from the yard sale buy. I still got so much to list on that stuff. Gotta love it. It's a good problem to have. Charles. Good problem to have. And lastly, Shop and Save Frisbee. Sold for $13, headed to Illinois. Shop and Save was I think I put it in one of those. It was a grocery store around here. I've sold these before. It was bought out by Schnucks, a local grocery store. I'm like getting a total deja vu packaging this up and talking. So I must have sold one of these not too long ago. All right. Review purchases. Boom, chaka-laka-laka, boom. $4.31 US. And $4.87 for all the sites. Truman, Judson, James, Richard. Where are we at? 1 hour. Brian. Ian. Scott. George. Being busy makes me happy. Philip. Oh, Philip. Rodney Dangerfield back to school. Oh, Philip. And we got 2 internationals that I'll just save for Adrian. That's the Black Sabbath Psycho Man CD single. sold for $9. And we got a nice hefty LL Bean sweater, sold for $44. So that's going to Australia. All right, that is all. Got a couple little things. Got to get the taxes sent out, and that's all for me. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you all in the next video. Later.